Alright, so I'm gonna answer about 40 of these. So, out of like the 80-something comments on the video. Not nearly as many comments as I got on that other Q&A. But still, quite a few of them. Enough that this is gonna be a bit of an undertaking, not in terms of difficulty, but just in terms of like the amount of fucking footage I'm gonna have to go through when editing this. So I've decided to keep it simple. What I've basically done is I've taken all the comments on the video that I'm going to respond to, and I copied and pasted them into a Word document, and I'm just going to go down the list and answer those questions, or answer those comments, because some of the comments have multiple questions in them, so I picked the ones that I was most interested in answering, and hopefully we have some fun doing this. We're gonna have a good time. I hope so. I'm gonna be doing this for a while. It is at night. I am a little bit tired, a little bit on the tired side, but spirits are still high. So let's begin, because we're gonna be here for a while. Grab some fucking popcorn. Question number 1. Before doing the Zelda Abridged series, were you ever involved or interested in voice acting or scripting? I was not involved in voice acting specifically. No, that was something I did. And that was just mostly the Zelda Abridged series. But I was involved in acting. I was a member of my drama club since the 7th grade, and I have a lot of fond memories from there. It was basically something my friends forced me to do. They dragged me there against my will, and I'm like, I don't want to do this, and they're like, yes you do. Fuck you. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll be in your shitty drama club, and I'll do your rehearsals and do your stupid play. And then I did it for a semester, loved it, and continued doing it all the way through high school. So, yeah. That's a good, like, what? That's a good, like, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, that's like 5, 6 years of drama club. I can count. I can do first grade math, apparently. And as for writing, no. I was never a part of, like, any kind of creative writing club or anything in my school. Mostly, what I did do, though, since kindergarten, I would, like, draw little comics with, like, stick figures in them, and I would always do, like, little, you know, basic stuff. I would come up with these little characters. I had one comic that I did, basically, all the way from, like, kindergarten until the 5th grade. I had this stick figure character, and for some odd reason, I named him Mr. Screenbean. I don't know why the fuck I named him that. It made sense when I was in kindergarten. And it was basically about a man who was tortured on a regular basis. It sounds creepier when I say it that way. Basically, he was just a really unlucky guy, and, like, bad stuff happened to him. So, I basically made this extremely sadistic comic about a dude who had a shitty life. Like, he had a wife who knew kung fu, and she'd always beat the shit out of him. He had this bully who always picked on him and beat the shit out of him. His children, he had like 7 of them for some reason, because I guess he was like, he didn't believe in contraception or whatever. That wasn't I just created it. It's now canon. He didn't believe in contraception. He was devoutly religious. No, but for some reason, he had a fuck ton of kids, and all of the kids would beat the shit out of him. Basically, everything in this dude's life beat the shit out of him, and those were the comics. So yeah, I guess, and afterwards I started doing like little comics with setups and punchlines and stuff like that. So no, I never did anything, like, formally speaking, no, I was never part of a writing club or did anything like in terms of writing. But yeah, so sorry, to answer your question in a nutshell, I got practice acting through drama club, and the closest thing I ever did to scripting was drawing comics in class for fun. So there you go. Question number 2. When did you first start animating, and what was your motivation for it? Also, in parentheses, the person put, I hate talking to webcams too. It's okay. Well, I certainly appreciate your sympathy. Thank you. I started animating when I was around 12. Well, that's when I first got Flash, and I don't consider myself a really good animator, but I've had the program long enough that I consider myself familiar with it. So, and what was my motivation for it? I mean, I don't know. I just saw cartoons when I was a kid, and I just thought it was really cool that you could just, like, I don't know, you could draw a character and, like, make them move and stuff, you know? Like, you could make them walk around and, like, talk to people, and I don't know, that was such a cool idea. Like, the idea that you could just create a character and like almost bring them to life, kind of. Yeah, that was about it. I guess so. Yeah, I guess I just saw cartoons and I wanted to make them myself. And like I said, I'm not really the best visual artist in the world, but you know, I consider myself more of a voice actor than anything else. If I'm like, you know, ranking my creative abilities, but you know, I don't know where I was going with that, but I guess I satisfactorily answered that question. Third question. Did you get the Navi muffin idea from Derpy Hooves? No. Episode 1 of my Ocarina of Time series was posted like months before the first episode of Friendship is Magic premiered, so it is impossible for me to have been inspired because the show did not yet exist. So it's, yeah, pretty much a coincidence. Weird coincidence, but coincidence nonetheless. Question 4. Hi, Xana. Or comment 4, since some of these comments consist of multiple questions. Hi, Xana. Hi. Are you still planning on doing anything involving Skyward Sword, or maybe even a Link Between Worlds now? Whether it be a Super-abridged thing or something else? I guess I'll answer about Skyward Sword first. I was actually planning on doing a Skyward Sword Super-abridged, like I said, but then I realized, like, what if what I, like, move on to next turns out to be a... Well, here's the thing, like, I started writing notes for it, and I started kind of working out a script, but then I thought, like, hey, you know, maybe the, what if, like, the next thing I do involves Skyward Sword, though? Like, what if the next, like, series of videos I make is about Skyward Sword? Because, like, just because I'm not doing Zelda Abridged Parodies anymore, that doesn't mean I'm done with Zelda. It's just, I could still make something related to Skyward Sword, but it would just be, you know, it just wouldn't be in the format that I've been doing previously. So I don't know. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe what I make will be about Skyward Sword, maybe not. I'm still trying to figure that out. As for A Link Between Worlds, I cannot play that as I do not own a 3DS. I've never been a fan of like handheld consoles for whatever reason. Because I had a DS, and the only time I ever played it was when I was like on vacation, or when I didn't have access to like my Xbox 360 or my Wii. Otherwise, I never picked up the thing, so I don't know if investing in another handheld gaming device would be a wise decision, or would be good use of my money. Fifth question: are you still going to do more Abridged series that aren't Zelda? Would you ever make a video on how to make? And also, would you? Sorry, let me repeat that again. I flubbed. Are you still going to do more Abridged series that aren't Zelda? Also, would you ever make a video on how to make Flash animations? Am I gonna do more Abridged series? No, I'm kind of done with the whole Abridged thing. I feel like at this point, like, Abridged series has been a thing for a long enough time that pretty much every Abridged series about every possible thing has already been done by somebody. I don't know. I just kind of want to move on to different stuff. I don't want to just like keep making Abridged parodies. I want to sort of do my own thing now. Like I said before, it doesn't mean that it's not gonna... It may still... What I do might still sort of be Zelda-related, but that does, you know... That doesn't mean... But I just don't want to do... I'm kind of done with the whole abridging thing. Also, would I ever make a video on how to make Flash animations? You could probably find tutorials by people who are much more talented than me at Flash animation. I mean, I'm familiar with the program, but, I mean, there's plenty of other people who are... probably a lot better than me that you could learn from, so I don't see any reason for me specifically to do that. Just look up Flash tutorials on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find something. Comment number 6. What joke do you think is your favorite? If you don't know, then what was your favorite episode to write a script for? Well, I do know what my favorite joke is. I think I said it in a previous video. It's when Link is, it's in Ocarina of Time when Link is, like, talking to the two witches, and one of the witches is like, "You ever done a lady with Parkinson's? They don't call me the rocking chair for nothing." That joke is just really, really gross, and I think it's funny. I don't know why, it's just the most disgusting thing I've ever come up with. Well, maybe not the most disgusting thing, but it's... it's pretty awful. It makes me laugh. As for the second thing you asked me about what my favorite episode to write a script for was, I don't know. I don't really have the answer to that question. I don't really remember I don't know, the script writing process for me is like really all over the place, so I can't really recall, like for me, like, script writing is like, I'll write down some bullet points over like the course of many weeks, and then eventually I'll accumulate enough where I'm like, okay, maybe I can write a script, and then I'll like work on the script on and off over many days. It's not, I mean, I'm sure if I like sat down for like a few, like for like in like 2 or 3 days, I could hammer out a script, but I don't know. For me, it was like a hobby to me. It wasn't supposed to be something I felt like I had to do out of obligation. So I don't know. I don't remember the script writing. I don't know much about the script writing process, so I can't really answer that. Question number 7. This is my question. Okay. Is there a specific episode of Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask that you're proud of? I don't know. I looking back at Ocarina of Time, I don't really know if it's hard for me to really look back at my Ocarina of Time and appreciate it, because it was that was back when I was still editing videos in like Windows Movie Maker, and my voice acting was still pretty shitty. So I don't know. There's not a lot of stuff in Ocarina. I guess like I'm kind of happy with how my acting turned out in the finale episode. I think like my best acting in Ocarina of Time like is in the final episode. So. That episode's still kind of funny. The editing is still kind of shitty, though. But, like, again, still kind of using Windows Movie Maker. So, I don't know. As for Majora's Mask, I'm happy with most of how it turned out, I guess. I guess, like, episode 6 of... I think I already said, like... I don't know. I think episode 6 of Majora's Mask turned out pretty well. Mostly, I'm really happy with how Meiku's song turned out. Because, like, you know, one of the most annoying things to do is to, like, provide exposition. Because, like, you have to give context to the jokes, otherwise the jokes don't make any fucking sense, because nobody knows what the hell you're talking about, so you have to provide exposition, you have to explain, like, what's going on to people who may not know what's going on. So, the fact that I was able to, like, do that in, like, 15 seconds, and then, like, alright, I explained the entire story of this area, and I did it in a weird, kind of fun, entertaining way. Now, jokes! Exclusively for the rest of the video. So I guess I'm happy with that episode. There's still some parts of that episode that I think are kind of weird, like, I don't know, but I guess I'm still happy. I guess I'm happy with Meiku's song specifically. I like that part of the episode. Episode 8. Episode 8. Comment number 8. Is there an anime that you ever wanted to abridge? I think I thought about doing Death Note at some point, but I don't know. I feel like I think I said before, like, pretty much everything that could possibly be abridged has already been abridged, and, I mean, I'm not really familiar with a lot of anime. I'm not much of an anime person. I'm more of a, my nerddom is more towards the video game, side than the anime side. The only anime I've really ever watched or am familiar with is Dragon Ball Z, Death Note, and Naruto. I think Naruto's a piece of shit. Dragon Ball Z is stupid, but it has its moments, and it's still kind of fun and entertaining. And Death Note, I like the idea, but I think like there's some parts execution-wise in that show that are, I don't know. I didn't like the way they executed certain things. Executed, but get it? Because killing. Sorry. It is late and I'm tired and I haven't eaten very well today. I skipped lunch, and I think it's clear in my voice. Let's see. What were you asking? Oh, is there an anime? Sorry, I think I got off track. Is there an anime that I ever would want to abridge? No, because, like, again, of the 3 animes I'm familiar with, I feel like those animes have already been abridged by people who already did a pretty good job, so there's really no need for there to be another dude to make an abridged parody of that. I know, this coming from the dude who made a Zelda Abridged parody despite the fact that there was already a dude who did that and did it fine, but I'm aware of my redundancy. But I guess I'm sick of being redundant, so, you know, no. That's already been done. I guess that answers that question. Question number 9. Is there anything you've made that you just want to go back and stop from being made? Not real. I mean, yeah, I look back at my old stuff, and I think it kind of sucks compared to, like, the newer videos I did. You know, I mean, like, Majora's Mask, I'm kind of happy with, but, like, I mean, yeah, like, Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time were edited in, like, Windows Movie Maker, and my acting wasn't... Excuse me. Fuck it, we're doing it in one take. We'll do it live. But yeah, but like in Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time, like the editing was done in Windows Movie Maker, and it kind of sucked, and my acting wasn't really that good. I mean, I got better at it, which is good. I mean, if I kept doing this for like 4 years and I never got any better, that would have been a complete waste of time. But I wouldn't have like go back and stop them from being made just because I'm not as proud of them as I used to be. I mean, everybody has to start somewhere. I mean, we all have to. You have to make like shitty stuff before you can make decent stuff. So, I wouldn't stop it from being made. I mean, I had to make those videos to, you know, if I had made those, if I had made those 2 series, then Majora's Mask wouldn't have turned out the way it did. Let's see. Next question. I guess that answers that. And next question, or next comment. Comment number 10. Would you consider doing each of the Q&A videos in a different voice? No, that's a terrible idea. I'm trying to learn to be natural, damn it, in front of a webcam, and now you're asking me to be a fucking fake? You're asking me to cater to what the man wants, asking me to pander. I actually wasn't going to answer this question, because it was like, I didn't really know how to answer it, because I'm like, just like, no, but like 7 people thumbed this up for some reason. I don't know, I know it seems like that's kind of a funny idea, like, on paper, but would you really have wanted me to do an entire video, like...
Would you really wanted me to do an entire video talking like this? Muffin, like... Question number 6. What joke do you think is your favorite? If you don't know, then what was your favorite episode to write a script for?
Like, what... I mean, would that... maybe it would have been, like, funny for, like, the first... Maybe for like the first 5 minutes or something, that might be kind of funny, but don't you think that would be a little grating after like an hour? So, no, I'm not doing that, but... but for some reason, a lot of people thought I should do this, so... Moving on. What tips or bits of advice do you have for somebody who is new to writing comedy, or just new to writing in general? Okay, please do take what I say with a grain of salt. Again, I'm not particularly, I don't consider myself that good of a writer, and I haven't taken any, you know, I haven't done anything, you know, I'm no more educated in the art of writing than, you know, anybody else who's been, who's had to take, you know, English courses, that's outside of, you know, the English courses that every fucking person has to, every fucking American has to take. And our educational standards, from what I understand, are very low. So, again, grain of salt. But I'd say, like, based on what I've been doing for the past 4 or so years, I guess my 2 best bits of advice are, firstly, if you find, because it can be kind of overwhelming to, like, approach, like, I have to make this fucking video, you know, how am there's so many things I have to keep track of in my head, you know, I have to come up with joke ideas, and then I have to come up with a way to, like, a little narrative to tie all the jokes together, and that, you know, that can be kind of overwhelming, you know, where do I even fucking start? And my advice there would be, you know, keep a little notebook where you, like, where you write down all the ideas you get, where, like, if you're just sitting around, you know, like you're in the shower, or you're in the bathtub, or you're just in your bed staring at the ceiling, and, like, an idea for, like, a skit, or maybe or an idea for a video, or maybe a joke idea pops into your head, just have a little place where you can write that down. You know, it doesn't even have to be like a notebook. It can be just like, you know, like a Word document that you just put bullet points in. Just something like that. Just a place to keep little ideas that you have. You know, even if it's an idea you don't think you're ever going to use again, even if, you know, you may never find an application for those ideas, if you never find anything to do with them, just, you know, just put them down anyways, because you never know, you know, maybe one day you'll be like, what was that joke idea I wanted? It's like, oh, hey, it's right here, and it, you know, it just helps to have a place to keep all those ideas written down, so you have less you need to keep track of in your head, and it makes the process of writing a video a little less overwhelming to just, you know, so yeah, you know, keep a little notebook. And second thing I would recommend is when you're writing jokes to just write to entertain yourself. You know, just write something that you yourself would find funny. You know, everybody's kind of got their own sense of humor. You know, everybody has an understanding about, like, what they find funny, or what they think is entertaining, you know? Like, if you were watching a Zelda parody online, you know, what would you want to see in it? What would you want to see the person in the video make jokes about? You know, what would you want to see? Just think about what you would want to see and make that. You know, don't pander to, like, what you think people will like. You know, don't fucking, like, use stupid internet memes or make references to things just because you think people will like you more. You know, like, you know, people on the internet will like you more or whatever. You know, don't pander to what you think people will like, because then then you'll just end up pleasing nobody. So I don't know, just write what you think is funny and make, try to make yourself laugh, because, you want to have fun making those types of videos, because, you'll feel a lot better about the stuff you make, and just do what you think is funny, put it out there, and hope that, people with a similar sense of humor come across your stuff and like it too. But yeah, so I guess those are my two biggest pieces of advice. Again, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not an expert, but that's what I've sort of... those are two things that I found really important in writing stuff. Comment number 12. This person prefaced their question with a Q, as in question, : what are you... You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate the professionalism of your comment, of your YouTube comment. What are you going to do now? What are your plans? What are you going to do now, and what are your plans for your main channel? Sorry, let me just try to collect my thoughts real quick. There's a lot of things I've thought about doing. I'm mostly leaning in the direction of doing flash animation, like that little animated, that little short animated test I did. I posted a few days ago. Was just that was just me messing around with like different types of like really simplistic cartoon character designs and stuff. I'm not trying to do anything too ambitious in terms of animation, and I don't think I really have the talent to pull off something super ambitious. But I want to create cartoon characters that that express a little range of they can express the full range of emotions. But just come up with characters that can express different little emotions and have little that are simple to draw. Something along the lines of like Foamy the Squirrel. Something that's really simple to animate and make. So yeah, that was just me messing around with different character designs. So I'm leaning towards making animated stuff. Might still be Zelda related. I'm not sure yet. But other things I've considered is the possibility of doing game review kind of stuff. But I'm sort of I haven't completely thrown that idea out, but the way I see it, I feel like there's so many people who already do game reviews and do it pretty well, Does the internet really need another game reviewer? So, I do like talking about games, and I do like kind of analyzing games and thinking about them in detail, but I might consider doing something like that, but only if I only if I have a certain format for my show that makes it somehow unique from all the other thousands of fucking... gaming shows out there. I don't want to be, like game review shows out there. I don't want to be fucking, I don't want to be an irate gamer where I'm just like, or it's like I'm just ripping off stuff that people are already doing. So, but yeah, right now that's the direction I'm leaning in. I don't have any solid ideas about what types of shows I'm gonna make, and I think I mentioned in a previous comment I've been thinking about doing stuff related to Skyward Sword. I thought about, I don't know, I won't say anything else because I don't want to like announce that I'm gonna do something and then not do it. But I'm leaning towards flash animation, so hopefully that answers your question. Comment number 13. Would you mind describing why it is that in every video you've been in, including the Big T2000s videos and your own recent videos, that you enjoy acting like a sociopath? That's worded a little bit weird. I don't know. I don't think that I depict myself as a sociopath. I don't think, maybe that's not what you meant, but yeah, whenever I show myself in my videos, I've always seen myself as, like when I come on webcam, I either depict myself as being like extremely pathetic, like I'll have Link insult my penis size, and then it's like, you have a small dick, and it's like, you guys suck, yeah, and I get sad and like run off. Either that, or I'm completely batshit insane, and I'll post a video of myself playing with a slinky while staring blankly at a wall, off in the distance, with a just a blank, insanely staring at nothing, or something like that. So I don't think I depict myself as a sociopath. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm just a sociopath now. I try to be a very empathetic person. I think you're referring to Link specifically. Maybe because he has my voice, that's what you meant to say. I don't know. There's something about a character who just says or does whatever the fuck they want, and don't give a shit about the consequences, that I find kind of funny. Like, they're just like, whatever. Like, they don't care whose foot they step on. They don't care if they hurt someone's feelings. They don't care what society thinks about what they do. They just do or say whatever the hell they want, and that's kind of funny because there's a bluntness about characters like that. Like, And maybe there's some truth to what they say, and maybe you agree with them, and that's kind of why it's funny, you know, like I don't know, like Link bitching about the well, the Gibdo well maze in Majora's Mask being really obnoxious, because I thought that maze was really obnoxious, and Link's like yelling about how annoying it is and why it's annoying, and you know, maybe the audience would agree with that to some extent, but then there's also like, but then it's like he takes it to a completely different level. It's like, not only is it's not like, this is a bad level and I don't like it. No, it's like, this is the worst thing in the world and I hate you and I'm going to burn you alive. Like, I don't know. I just find that kind of funny. But it's fiction, so nobody's actually getting hurt, so, you know, don't worry, the Gibdo's fine. But I don't know, I just find characters who are, like, really blunt and rude to be kind of funny. Comment number 14. Will you ever do another Mask Chronicles? No. I'm done making Mask Chronicles videos. I'm just kind of sick of Majora's Mask. I'm kind of sick with the whole Majora's Mask Abridged thing, or the Zelda Abridged thing, and so that includes Mask Chronicles, you know? It's not just the abridged, it's not just the full abridged episodes, the mini episodes also. I'm done with that world and those characters and that, you know, that setting, and I want to move on to other stuff, so sorry. That's not going to happen. I know some people wanted, like, a Fierce Deity episode, you know, because it's like, I wanted to see Psychopath Link, or Sociopath Link get Fierce Deity's mask and go nuts, and I know people wanted to see that, but I ended the series in the best way I could think to end it. I did what I could with the script. There's some parts of the final episode I'm kind of disappointed with, too. You know, some of the dialogue in there didn't, you know, there were parts of that episode that I would have rewritten, but at the time I wrote the script, that was the best I could do, and I did what I could to end it, so sorry, I'm done. And number 15, nice fun question. What's your favorite ice cream, kitty face? Alright, I appreciate your kitty face. It really cutened up your, cutened? Is that even a word? Cutened. Well, fuck it, I made it a word. 'Cause I'm goddamn YouTube... I was gonna say YouTube famous, but I'm not really that famous. Like 10,000 subscribers is really not that much. But what's my favorite ice cream? I don't know, man. I know like there's all these like crazy flavors, like, you know, like people like ice cream. There's some people who like ice cream that's like packed with all this shit, like caramel and chunks of brownie and I don't know, walnuts and caramel and all that shit. Like some people like the ice cream just filled with fattening awful stuff that's like terrible for you. For me, my favorite ice cream, and yeah, sometimes I enjoy that disgusting stuff too, but like, I don't know, natural vanilla bean flavored ice cream. For some reason, it's like, not vanilla bean specifically. That's like, I don't know why, I fucking love that kind of shit. Like, I could get myself a tub of like Bluebell natural vanilla bean ice cream every single week and be completely satisfied. I never get sick of the shit. That's always the ice cream I fall back on when I'm like, you know, I'm gonna try like the super chocolatey chunk, artery clogging brownie explosion ice cream, and get really fat and then feel bad about myself later and run it off. But I don't know. I always fall back on the vanilla bean. It's just a really good fucking flavor. All right, next question. Comment number 16. Hi, Xana. Hi. Wow, you guys are really pleasant. Do you enjoy playing Kingdom Hearts? I haven't really played Kingdom Hearts enough, I guess. I don't know, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts enough to really, like... I've played it, but not... You know, I feel like if I criticized the game, it wouldn't really be fair. But my first exposure to Kingdom Hearts was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 at a friend's house. I didn't get too far in the game. I don't know, man. It didn't seem like something I'd want to keep playing. I think it's really, I don't know, like the combat got really repetitive for me. God, that goddamn opening sequence went on way too fucking long. Maybe I wouldn't have minded the opening sequence if I actually gave a shit about the characters, but I don't know what the deal... Again, I don't know enough about Kingdom Hearts. I don't know... Was that stuff, like, translated from... I don't know, was that... Somebody tell me in the comments, was Kingdom Hearts... Was that stuff, like, translated from Japanese? Because the dialogue in that just sounded really, like, weird and awkward, and it didn't sound like people, like, talking to each other naturally. It sounded like it was translated from something else, and that's just what ended up coming out, so... That and some of the characters from the beginning were just kind of generic anime friends, kind of stuff I've seen already, so I wasn't exactly too invested, so... I wasn't invested enough in the opening. I was just like, fuck, I want to go on the magical Disney adventure already. Stop showing me standing on top of buildings with my fucking douchey anime friends. No, they weren't that bad. It was just like... I don't know. And I mean, I guess the combat was kind of fun, but it got sort of repetitive after a while, and it was just, I mean, you just run around hacking away at enemies over and over again. And I guess if, you know, it was fun to do and it felt good, so I can't say it wasn't, I'm not saying it wasn't a bad game. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't seem like something I would play again. So, sorry to anybody who loves Kingdom Hearts. No, I have no issues with the franchise. I just I didn't have a great experience. Comment number 17. Why won't you look at me when we make love anymore? Motherfucker, okay? I told you what this was. You knew what this fucking was, okay? You knew. I told you I was only gonna break your heart, okay? I told you this was a one-time deal. It was a one-night stand, but Mr. fucking Clingy over here is like, oh no, I want to have a committed relationship. I told you to stop following me. I told you to stop sending me text messages, to stop mailing me fucking pictures of your genitals, okay? I'm sick of that shit. Leave me the fuck alone or I'm calling the police, all right? Are we clear? We clear? Okay. Thank you. Fucking slut. Number 18. How has your time off making videos been? Hope you got some rest. Well, thank you. Yeah, you guys are being so fucking nice. My time off has been all right. I've actually been talking with a lot of people recently that I hadn't been talking to when I was making videos. It's kind of weird. I've been hanging out a lot with Anthony, the guy from Fat Dog Studios. Been playing a lot of games with him on Steam. Having a lot of fun. I also recently started talking to the dude who made that Super Mario RPG Abridged video that I advertised on my channel, and when I did the 10,000 subs thing, and no, it's been great. He's a nice guy. It's been cool getting to talk to the dude. I've been trying to reach out and talk to more people than I have in the past, and you know, every once in a while, you know, Anthony's been having me do voices for some of his series, some of the stuff he's been doing with the Fairy Tale Abridged and the stuff they're doing on the Fat Dog channel. You know, just doing that to stay busy. It's fun. And I've been, I think, oh yeah, the guy from, who does the Mario RPG Abridged is, I'm going to be doing some voices for him too. So, no, just having fun, talking to some people, having a great time. Tauberpa's been away for a month, so I haven't been able to talk to him, but, hopefully soon. I'm hoping he should be back sometime this month, so. But no, been having fun, playing a lot of games, talking with people I haven't talked to already, forming some new friendships. It's been good. It's been some good times, so thank you. Thank you for asking. Comment number 19. Why did you decide to stop making Zelda Abridged Parodies? And if you are thinking of making something new, when do you think it'll be made? Alright, and I mentioned in the video, I mentioned in great detail in the... Well, not great detail. I did mention some of the reasons in the video I posted on my main account why I'm not doing this anymore. But I don't think I mentioned this reason specifically, and this is like the main reason I'm just not doing this. So, I mean, but it pretty much boils down to is just I just don't really have fun making the videos anymore, you know? And one of the biggest reasons is that I feel like I've hit a plateau in terms of what I can do with that sort of thing. In the video component specifically. Like what happened is, so first two series, Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time, I started, you know, we're edited in Windows Movie Maker, and, you know, I used a shitty microphone and my acting still wasn't that great, but, you know, I learned a lot making those two video series, and I had a lot of fun. But, you know, I hit Majora's Mask, I got a hold of better editing software, I got better tools with which to make better videos, so I just started to take advantage of that, and I put more effort into editing the videos. You know, I tried to crop out text boxes whenever I could. I tried, sorry, lost my train of thought for a second. I tried to, you know, disguise the looping points when characters were standing there doing their breathing animations. I tried my best to disguise those so you don't notice that they loop. The animations loop. You know, I did what I could with that. And so I started putting so much more effort into making the videos look better. But then I hit this point where I realized, you know, I can edit these videos to the best of my ability. I can spend all this time editing it. I can put so much more, I could spend fucking, you know, hours editing these videos. You know, I could spend like 20 hours on one episode. I don't think I've ever spent that much time. Maybe the finale, but like, I could spend a ridiculous amount of time editing together a video, but no matter how much time I dedicate to doing that, at the end of the day, all you're watching is a video of characters standing there doing their idle breathing animations while somebody talks over it. You know, the characters aren't reacting with their facial expressions. They're not fucking, you know, they're not, you know, moving their mouths in synchronization with the, they're not moving their mouths in synchronization with what I'm saying. It's just, you're just watching them standing there breathing with blank expressions on their faces while I talk over it. And again, I can edit that to the best of my abilities, but I'm just sort of sick of that. I want to make stuff that's better. I want to make stuff that like visually is a lot more interesting. You know, that's why I sort of want to move into flash animation. I want to make characters that have, you know, different facial expressions and you know, stuff like that. I just want the visual component of my videos to be more interesting. And if I kept doing abridged parodies, you know, I would just be doing the same thing. I mean, unless I found some way to like control the in-game characters somehow, you know, machinima style, maybe I'd go back to doing that sort of thing. But I mean, just watching footage, just like using walkthrough footage from the internet and trying to edit that together. I mean, like, no, I'm just kind of sick of doing that. I've done that, and I just want to move on and make stuff that's better than what I've been doing. So I don't know. It's hard to look at my videos and feel proud of them anymore, because it's just like, I mean, yeah, I put time into this, but at the end of the day, this is what it is, and I'm kind of sick of doing this, and I just want to make other stuff. So hopefully that answers it better. You know, hopefully that answers it better than my other video did on the subject. But that's just one of the major reasons. And I just, again, also sick of being redundant and just want to, you know, Adam West Lapdog was there first, and I didn't really need to be there. If you like my videos, that's cool, but I didn't really need to be there, and I just want to make stuff that's more original, and, you know, I want to do my own thing, not just make Zelda Abridged Parodies for the rest of my life. Alright, moving on to comment number 20. I've recently been watching the tauberpa and Xana watch videos, and I find them highly entertaining. My question to you, Xana, is if given the time and opportunity, will you guys be making another tauberpa and Xana watch? I'm considering doing it, but I can't do it the way I've been doing it, where I post the entire movie on YouTube, and and then we talk over it. Now, what I could do, and I've considered doing this, is I could, because there's no way to legally justify it. See, what happened is after, I kind of knew that what we were doing wasn't legal, you know. I figured like, you know, I'm gonna probably have these videos up and like they're gonna get pulled like within a few hours. But I don't know. We had fun talking over the movies, and I wanted to share that with people. But you know, there's no way to legally justify doing that on YouTube, because if you put the video like after the last unicorn got blocked, I did a little bit of research about copyright law and what is protected by fair use and what's not. And basically, posting an entire movie and talking over it is not considered one of the key words in terms of making like something online. Like, yeah, if you're, you know, fair use covers like criticism and parody, and we were criticizing the movies, and we were making, you know, we were making judgments about them and making commentary about them. But one of the other keywords is that the video you make has to be transformative. It can't just be the whole thing plus you talking over it. It has to be like, you can use parts of something. Like if you're making a parody, you can use clips and cut them together, but you can't just use the whole thing and just talk. That's not protected by fair use. Now, transformative is a very, you know, it's a very flexible, very vague term. But what we were doing is not, I can't like argue this. I can't like argue unblock my video, because I wouldn't have a case. What I could consider doing is, I am willing to do this and I guess you should let me know in the comments if you want to see this, that I could keep doing stuff like this, and maybe even bring in other commentators besides just me and tauberpa. You know, maybe get the Big T involved, maybe get Anthony involved, or something like that, you know. But, no, what we could do is we could start, we could post basically the audio of us talking over the movie, and then we can just do a countdown at the beginning, like 3, 2, 1, and then you somehow acquire a copy of the movie yourself and just synchronize it with our audio. So we could do something like that, or we could put the audio, we could upload the audio file to Mediafire or something, and you can just download the audio separately. And again, you know, however you obtain the movie is your deal. But it would be a lot easier for me too if we just again, if all I had to make was the audio file of us talking, that'd actually be a lot easier than actually having the visual component there. So it'd make it easier on me editing wise, and it's the only way we could legally justify doing that. If you want to see us do that, I'll do it, but I can't upload entire movies on the internet and just talk over it and somehow say that's fair use. We're protected by fair use. That's a very uneducated. There's really no argument for it, and you know. You can't really legally justify it, so I think I'm repeating myself. But you get the idea. If you want, but again, if you want to see us do something like that, if you want to see us talk over movies, we can upload the audio file of us talking, and you can just synchronize it with the movie yourself. So if you want to see that, just let me know in the comments. So, holy shit! Question number 21. We're halfway there. Yay! We're halfway there. These Gura guys on Nickelodeon, and I don't give a shit. I don't know if they're relevant. Is Big Time Rush still relevant on Nickelodeon, by the way? Are they still a thing? Because I hope they're not a thing. I hope they're dead, all of them. I'm kidding. I'm sure they're nice people, but I don't respect them as artists at all. I can't believe I'm even aware they exist. That was like one of the last things I saw when I was on like Nickelodeon. Like, before I stopped watching Nickelodeon, before I made the conscious decision I'm not watching Nickelodeon anymore, you know? It's like, that part of my life is over. I've grown up. Yeah, like, Big Time Rush was just becoming a thing. I'm sorry, that was a tremendously huge tangent. Moving on, question 21. When you make your videos, what are the steps you take to make them? Like, setup, where you get your clips, and so on. Something that's been on my mind a lot with people making videos like this is just how they do it. Ah, geez, that's... Okay, I'm going to try to sum this up as quickly as possible. So, I mentioned my advice earlier about the bullet points. So for me, I keep a little notebook where I write my ideas in. So over time, I'll watch footage of the part of the game I want to make a joke about, and I would write out over the course of, like, I don't know, many weeks. I would write down little bullet points when they popped into my head, like little ideas for jokes and stuff. And then eventually, after a few weeks, I'd have enough joke ideas to put together an entire script. So once I had enough joke ideas, I'd start writing the script, and then I'd work on the script for the next few days until I got it to a point where it was like, where I got it to a point where I was happy with it, and I didn't feel like I could do anything else. And I tweaked it until it was done. And so once the script was tweaked and once it was finished, then I decided to start recording it, so I'd go into Audacity. I would divide up my recordings. I wouldn't try to do the whole video in one go. I would basically just do it scene by scene. So I'd record one scene at a time and then move on to the next one. I don't know. It just made it easier for me to split up the recording sessions instead of trying to do it all at once, because that can be kind of overwhelming just to break it up a bit. So just all I have to focus on is the characters in this scene, and then I move on to the next one. So I'll have like, I don't know, I would have like a wave file for scene 1 and scene 2 and scene 3 and the intro scene, and so, you know, I'd have it organized that way. And then after I'm done recording, I cut out all the outtakes. I cut the video together in a way, sorry, the video, not the video. I cut the audio together in a way until it sounds good. Sometimes I'll re-record a line while I'm editing the audio together. You know, maybe I'm not happy with any of the takes I did, so I basically just keep editing the audio and re-recording certain lines until I get it to a point where I'm happy with it. And then at that point, I import all the audio files into Adobe Premiere, and then I'll get my footage from because I didn't have the ability to record my own footage. I didn't have a capture card, so what I would do is I would find walkthroughs on YouTube with a decent with a decent frame rate and decent video quality, so I could edit them. Some walkthrough people I recommend the great walkthrough people from the great mountains of. I said that weird. No, so some YouTubers that I've whose clips I've used, I should mention them because, you know, I do owe them credit, because without their clips I couldn't have made my videos. Kevin Zelda Fan is he does YouTube walkthroughs. Another thing is he does like 100% runs on games too. So his videos are of decent quality, and the 100% run is nice because then you can get footage from so you can do footage of like side missions and stuff too if you want to make jokes about those. Again, if you want to make Zelda Abridged specifically, if you took my advice, I would make something else, because that's kind of an oversaturated thing that's been done to death. But But again, I would give clips. Kevin Zelda Fan's one good example. There was a guy called Opfix, but I can't find his videos anymore. I can't remember the third guy. There was a third guy whose footage I used, and what is it? No, it was Apple. It was a really weird name. Apple G7 Rocks. It was like certain letters were capitalized and others I can't remember. I think it was capital A, PL, capital G7, capital R, OCKS. He had pretty okay videos too. So basically between those three, I would find footage to and then I would import the footage, and I would just cut the video together to match up with the audio, and just, and then I export it as a, I mean, it depends. Like, you can export it as a WAV, as an MPEG. You can export it as a WMV, which is probably going to have the smallest file size, although the quality of those is not the best. But whatever you feel is, whatever you feel is necessary. Maybe you don't give a shit if your video looks that great. It'll upload faster, so WMV is good if you want it to upload quickly. AVI will take longer. MPEG and AVI will take longer to upload, but it'll probably, the video might look better, and you can upload it in a higher quality. So that's what the process is. I hope I kind of tried to rush through it. There's there's little things that could happen at different parts of those processes, but that's sort of it in a nutshell. Episode 22. You wish. Okay, comment number 22. I asked for Garzey's Wing on DVD for Christmas via Secret Santa. Don't question how. All right. Well, I assume somebody sent it to you because that's how Secret Santa works, but sure, I won't question it. So that I may show it to other people to watch their reactions in person, and will most likely enjoy every moment of it. Exactly how terrible of a person will that make me? Garzey's Wing is a movie that does nothing but destroy the human spirit. It does nothing but take. It does not give. It does not help. It does not make one's existence better. It only destroys. So yes, that does make you a horrible person, but at the same time, who wants to suffer through Garzey's Wing alone? If you're gonna watch Garzey's Wing, you might as well have some friends with you and have them suffer along with you, because at least you can share your story afterwards. It's like fucking PTSD. It's like people from Nam who got PTSD, and they get together in little groups and they talk about their experiences, and it helps you cope. Because I clearly, watching Garzey's Wing is just as bad, if not worse, than being a Vietnam War veteran. I don't know. I wouldn't argue with that. I mean, it's a terrible experience. But honestly, though, yes, it does make you a terrible person. Your friends deserve better than you. You should feel bad. I'm kidding. You're probably fine. I don't know. But yeah, Garzey's Wing is a terrible movie, and it's not even funny terrible. It's like funny for the first like 5 minutes, and there's like a few little lines that are really funny, that are just gems of like horrificness. Like, there's he is just human. Humans are just human. You got the guy who yells all the time. You got the guy who's like, survive as long as you can. You have that shit, but it, for the most part, just destroys you and your soul. And it's a worse movie, and you showing it to your friends makes you bad. Number 23. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. I'm sorry for that terrible. Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun shit. What was the most awkward moment in your life? Oh, there's so many to pick from, but I think I narrowed it down to the story that I'd like to go with, because I'm a very awkward person. I'm a very socially awkward person, so awkwardness follows me around. There have been many awkward situations throughout my life, but I think this is up there. So let me try to set this. All right. It's Halloween. It's 10th grade, and our school is having a costume contest. It's just a little fun thing. There's not like any big. You don't win anything if you win the costume contest, other than just people get to look at you and admire you, and you won first place, and You don't win it again. There's no prize money, but yeah, our school had a little costume contest, and I decided to dress up as a ninja that year because I thought ninjas were cool, and I still think ninjas are cool. I do. They're cool. They got those face masks and shit. You know, they wear nothing but black. They're dark. They blend into their surroundings. That's some cool shit, man. So I had myself a really nice fuck. I almost said nifty. I'm bringing nifty back, man. I'm bringing nifty fucking back. That'll become popular again. You see, I have that kind of street cred, biatch. So, anyways, I digress. I do that a lot. There was so I dressed up as a ninja, and I figured, you know, hey, costume contest. It'll be, you know, like I figured I'd enter the contest. You know, why the fuck not? It'll be fun. So they had the costume contest inside of our gym. And, you know, the audience was sitting on the bleachers, and all the people who were in the contest, we were all lined up, and we were standing facing the audience, and, you know, they were passing them, and basically what they do, they passed a microphone, like over on the left, they passed out a microphone, and that person would say, my name is so-and-so, and I am this character, and then people would clap for their costume, and then they'd pass the microphone on to the next dude, and then the next dude, and the next person, and they do the same thing, and they say their names and who they were. And so I'm noticing a few of these people, when they're handed the microphone, they do a little bit more than just say their name. They say, you know, my name is whatever, and I'm this character from this movie or something. And then they'd say like a funny little line, you know, like usually like something that their character would say in like the movie or something. Or they make a little joke about what they were or something like that. And I'm thinking like, hey, I should make a joke about what I am. That'd be kind of fun. So, you know, no, I hadn't prepared for this. I didn't know people were going to do this. And I just made this split-second decision to make a little funny little quip after I say who I am and what I'm dressed up as. So, you know, eventually the microphone gets over to me. And you know, and so I hold the microphone. I say, hello, my name is Christian Lober, and I am a ninja. And then I'm like thinking to myself, all right, now I get to say my funny little line about what I am. Now I think to myself in that, because this was a split-second thing, so I'm just thinking off the top of my head, just reaching for whatever, like, what could I say? Well, I'm a ninja, right? So ninjas are assassins, so they kill people. So I should make a joke about the fact that I kill people. In fact, you know what's an even better idea? I should make a joke in which I threaten the lives of the audience. So, again, totally just reaching for whatever reason, this is what I decided to say. I said, hello, my name is Christian Lober. I'm a ninja. And then in like a very just like very serious voice, I'm like, so sleep with one eye open. And, people had, like, after I said I'm Christian Lober and I'm a ninja, people started laughing. People started clapping. And then as soon as I said, so sleep with one eye open, a collective series of gasps erupted over the audience. And, followed by just complete dead silence. And then I'm just like, people aren't laughing. And then it took a second for me to, like, process what I had just said. You know, I started thinking of it in the context of like, oh, great. Now everybody thinks I'm a fucking psychopath, and then I'm gonna come into school the next day with a goddamn AK and shoot them all to death. So, I just stood there awkwardly, nobody saying a thing, and passed the microphone on to the next person. That was a pretty awkward situation. Nobody ever held it against me or anything, but yeah, really uncomfortable. Like, because I'm like, oh god, I'm thinking of something, oh my god, now everybody in school thinks I'm gonna fucking kill them. They're gonna think I'm that kid. They're gonna think I'm because I was like the quiet, awkward kid who sat in the corner and like drew and just did my own thing. So like, they probably think, oh my god, he's finally snapped. He's gonna come in the next day and kill us all. It helped that I had a face mask on, I think, you know, so. But yeah, pretty awkward situation. I've had many, so there's many stories I could tell about awkward situations, but that's just one of them. Hopefully that was entertaining. Question number, or comment number 24. Are there any more insane dreams that you think we as the audience would find funny? They put in parentheses, note, while simultaneously not disturbed. Like, what kind of person do you think I am? Excuse me, I find that offensive. No. That was probably one of the weirdest dreams I have that I can remember. I did have another dream that was like this really long dream that felt like it lasted over the course of years, and then I woke up and it was like, but that's not the one I'm going to talk about. I can talk about that one in the next video if you're interested, I guess. You can just comment below and be like, or, you know, when I post the next video asking you to ask me questions, you can just be like, and it's like, hey, what was that dream you were talking about? That was really awesome. But I'm going to talk about another dream that I think it's funny, but like, it's really quick. I don't remember the whole dream, just apart from it. But basically, okay, so I'm walking in I'm in my own house, and I'm in like it's like a creepy version of my house, and everything's like dark and weird, and like there's like stuff oozing out of the walls. There's like this black matter oozing out of the walls, and everything is like dark. It's like this weird black and red shade to everything, you know. So, and I walk into this. It took place in this room actually. I don't remember how old I was, like 10 or something when I had this dream. And so basically, I'm standing there, and it's like, for some reason, there's a presence in the room. I'm like, come out, show yourself. And then, like, out of the wall comes, like, this demon, and it looks exactly like my grandmother. Like, this demon comes out of the wall, like, all melty and shit, and all of a sudden it forms, and it's like, I'm your grandmother. And I'm like, oh, shit. It's like, so she charges towards me like, bleh, like a zombie, and like, I just jump up and fucking, I just do like a jump fucking karate kick and just slam her into the wall, and she explodes. By the way, I had a very wonderful relationship with my grandmother. She was very nice, and may she rest in peace, but I just thought that was weird. I don't know, that's it. I don't know, I just found the idea that on a retrospect, the idea that in a dream I jump karate kicked my grandmother into a fucking wall and she exploded. To be fair, her body was possessed by a fucking demon, so I didn't have a choice, but I don't know. I find that funny for some sick reason. It was just silly. And question number 25, do you still watch Game Grumps? And if you do, what was your favorite moment with John? And what was your favorite moment with Danny? Yeah, I still watch Game Grumps. I actually like the chemistry that Aaron and Dan have. I kind of think I like Dan a little bit more, to be honest. JonTron, I think, too often would, like, I don't know, he, like, fell back on making, like, really obnoxious sounds and just, you know, like, yeah, you know. I don't know, I think my favorite moment with Game Grumps was pretty much any time they play Mario Party, I kind of enjoy. Like, I enjoy all their Mario Party. One of my favorite moments was, like, when they did, where Aaron does, like, an impression of John, and he's like,
yeah, Aaron, I love you, and I love Game Grumps.
And then he does an impression of himself, and he's like, thanks, John, I hate you, and I hate video games. Mario Party's the worst. The design choices are just asinine. Everybody come to the same place, no thanks. I don't know, I like that bit. I also love when they, I love their reaction when they're playing Sonic 06 and Sonic starts, snowboarding upwards, up the slope. And they just kind of broke out laughing, and I love that part. As for moments with Dan, I kind of like the Mayor Luigi thing they did, because that's when I sort of was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. They got some good chemistry. So Mayor Luigi, that, and, I don't know, I gotta say, the recent bit they did, the very recent video they did of them playing, Endless Ocean, I mean, that beautiful prancing they did near the end. Yeah, that was some great shit. In the arms of angels. And then he fucks the Pac-Man plush. quite a beautiful, beautiful. Again, beautiful. Can't stress how beautiful that was. Danny needs to fuck more Pac-Man plushies on Game Grumps. That'd be great. Moving on. Comment number 26. On a scale of 1 to 69, yeah, it's a 6 position. How much do you hate Google Plus's efforts, in quotations, of being one of the best social media? There's no word after best social media. I think they meant social media, like, things on the, social media something on the bloody planet. Oh, hi, Mr. British. Yeah, I'm kind of, I would say definitely a strong 69. I mean, that was a... I mean, I obviously I hate the fact that Google Plus require that, you know, fucking Google repliers they repliers this. They require you to, you know, I shouldn't have to have 2 accounts to use one website. That's just stupid. And of course, there's the changes they made to the fucking comment section, and I don't even know what the fuck they were thinking. Like, some of those decisions, I'm just like, okay, look, I'm okay with YouTube changing their layout or, you know, doing things, and, you know, whatever, this has to happen all the time. They do a change, and everybody bitches about it for a while, and then they just get used to it and whatever. But, God, some of those initial changes they made, and they fixed some of these, but goddamn, you know, the shit where, like, you could post links to stuff in the comments section. I think they got rid of that because I haven't seen anybody do this, but of course people would just link to porn and like viruses and stuff. I'm like, who thought that was a good idea? And somehow they thought that would replace video responses, which again, that was a stupid decision to get rid of that. I don't know what the fucking deal is with what was the other thing? Making the amount of characters a person could type in a comment unlimited. I mean, there are elements of that I like. I could see why they'd want to do that, you know, reduce the limit. But when they first did that, like, people took advantage of that and started posting art of, like, penises and swastikas and just, like, really, and just, like, entire novels. I did notice they fixed that recently. Like, they actually have, like, the number of lines that a comment, like, if you click on read more, it has in parentheses, if it's like a specifically long comment, it has like in parentheses next to it, like, how many lines it is. So I guess, you know, you can tell if somebody's posting an entire fucking novel. So it seems like they did something about that. So I haven't seen people do that as much anymore. But the one thing that I don't think they fixed yet, and I really don't understand why they thought that it was a good idea in the first place, the way that the top comments are arranged. Because in the past, the comments that would make it to the top of the video would be the comments that got the most thumbs up, right? Because that's what constitutes a top comment. The users would read the comment and they'd say, yes, I agree with this. It wasn't a perfect system, you know, it wasn't great, but it made sense. Now, I don't know how the fucking top comments are arranged. Like, I don't get it. Like, how are they determined? Because one of the things that apparently seems to determine whether a comment makes it to the top, becomes a top comment or not, it's not just how many thumbs up it gets, it's also the number of replies a comment gets. And I don't know who the fuck thought that was a good idea. Cause whose comment is gonna get the most attention? A person who posts a really nice, flattering, or constructive comment on the video, or somebody who's saying shit just to get a rise out of people. Some stupid internet troll was like, the Holocaust didn't happen, or the person who posted this video is a pedophile, and so is everybody who likes it, or something just stupid like that. Of course they're gonna get the most responses. People are gonna give you, because not everybody got the memo on, you know, don't feed trolls, just leave them alone, they'll go away. But of course, you know, not everybody has the memo on that. People are gonna respond to him, and that troll's comment is gonna get removed. It's gonna get moved. It's gonna get like up to the top of the fucking comment section because of that, because it's getting a lot of attention. Which means more people are going to see the comment, and more people are going to respond to it. So you've basically given internet trolls, like, you're basically reinforcing them to troll on the internet even more. Like, they're going to get even more responses now, and it doesn't seem like they fixed that. Like, that still seems to factor into whether a comment becomes a top comment or not. I'm still seeing this shit. So, I don't know if they fixed that or what, but they need to do something about that. So anyways, I guess, sorry, that was me ranting on it. Again, I can deal with some of the other changes, and it seems like they fixed some of the problems with the comment section. I still think it's bullshit that you need a Google Plus account in order to fucking comment on a video or just post videos or stuff like that. It's just, you shouldn't have to do that. They shouldn't have had to force this on people, but whatever. I spent about 4 minutes on that one. I should move on to the next thing. Let's see. Let's scroll down over here. Number 27. What is your favorite movie? Oh, man. I want to point this out. I'm very much a video gamer. That's like the majority of stuff I'm familiar with. I can talk about video games. Movies, I'm aware of movies, but I'm not like the biggest movie expert. There's still a lot that I'm not very... There's a lot I don't know, and I'm aware I don't know. So please understand, I haven't been exposed to a lot of movies. But one movie that I really enjoy, and I'm going to mention a few, but like one movie I really enjoy is No Country for Old Men, because that's one of the few movies I've seen. I'm very much, because I'm such a fan of like online reviewers. whenever I can't watch a movie and just suspend my disbelief anymore and just have a good time and just take it in and enjoy it for what it is. Like, I'm always just, every time I go to a movie, I'm just sitting there like, okay, movie, entertain me. I'm waiting. So, you know, I can't turn my brain off when I watch a movie. It's just the way I am. I just can't, you know. I have to think about it. I have to analyze it. If there's a plot hole, I'm probably gonna notice that shit. So, well, no. Okay, I'm making myself sound like I'm not there's stuff I miss. I'm very ADD, so if I get distracted or I'm not interested, then I'm not gonna. So, sorry, I'm making myself sound like I'm actually. But, you know, it's hard for me to turn my brain off when I'm watching a movie and just enjoy it for what it is. But No Country for Old Men was so tense. And so there was a point in that movie that was so tense and so interesting and just so, where I was just so engaged in what was happening. My God, the villain in that movie, the antagonist in that movie with the silly girly haircut was, God damn, that guy was relentless. He's you know, and it's like there were so parts of that movie that were so suspenseful and so tense that I forgot I was watching a movie. Like, there was a part where the girly-haired assassin is like standing outside. You know, he's hunting this guy, and the guy is holed up inside of a hotel room to protect himself, and he's got a gun, and he's on the bed, and he's like, he knows this guy is coming after him, and he's just sitting there, and the assassin is coming closer, and at that exact moment, for whatever reason, I suddenly like looked around and I'm like, I was watching it with my dad, and I saw my dad next to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I was watching a movie. And it's so rare for a movie to do that to me, and so No Country for Old Men gets points for me for just being able to do that. And I guess secondly, anything made by Quentin Tarantino. Again, I don't really have a favorite film, so I'm just pointing. I really love Quentin Tarantino. Is one of the few people who, because you know how when you have to go see like an action movie, a lot of times you have to sacrifice, you know, substance for, you know, for a decent, like, you know, it's like, I want to see Schwarzenegger cut like 50 guys' heads off, you know, or something like I want to see this dude cut 50 guys' heads off. But, you know, you can see a movie like that, but usually the characters they're gonna be a bunch of action cliches, and it's gonna be really corny and stupid. But for some reason, Tarantino always manages to get the perfect combination. Like, he gets great actors who turn in brilliant performances. He creates characters that are fun. I mean, they portray these characters that are fun and memorable and quotable, and there's a lot of substance to their performance and the characters themselves, but the action is also crazy and over the top. You know, you just walk out of those movies feeling like, I just had a great fucking time. You know, there's substance to them, but they're also just really fun too, you know? And I don't know a lot of other directors that can achieve, you know, both of those at the same time so well. You know, he'll have an act. I love the Kill Bill movies. They're some of my favorite. You know, he'll have an action scene where, like, he chops a dude's arm off and, like, 80,000 gallons of blood just squirt over the entire room. And that's so silly, and it's over the top, and, you know, it's not realistic at all, but it's fun, and it's great. I love Tarantino. I love his work. Really anything. I mean, I guess Kill Bill might be my favorite. The Kill Bill movies, both of them equally, might be my favorite of his movies. That's all I can think of right now. Again, I'm not a movie guy, so I apologize if my perspective on film is very limited, but yeah, I love Tarantino, and No Country for Old Men, awesome movie. Very tense. Question 28. I'd like to become a voice actor one day. Cool. And I was wondering if you had any tips to help me get to hone my skills. If you want to get more comfortable, you may want to get more comfortable with the camera, but you certainly do not need any with a mic. Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I disagree. Trust me, dude, if you see me trying to record my lines, I take fucking forever, so... You know, I'm not the best. But I agree that I have gotten a lot better and more experienced with my voice. But yeah, advice. And I'm sorry if this is kind of generic, but really, dude, I can't say there's like a secret method to getting better. The best way you're going to get good at being a voice actor is just to practice talking. You know, your voice is like, it's like anything else. And I think maybe I heard this, I know I heard this somewhere else. I don't know from who, but, and I very much agree with it. And that your voice is pretty much, it's like a muscle, like, you know, it's like any other muscle. Think of it like any other muscle in your body. You know, if you want to be able to run a marathon, you gotta fucking practice running. You gotta build up your leg muscles. You gotta, you gotta condition yourself to be able to do that. You can't just sit around for like 3 years in a row doing nothing but playing video games and eating crap, and then, run a marathon and then beat and like come in first. You're not gonna fucking do that. You're gonna, you'd be lucky if you even made it half a mile before you, fall flat on your face and vomit all over the ground. So the only way to get better at using your voice and get better at talking is to talk. You just got to find some excuse to get yourself to do that. So maybe find a hobby that involves using your voice, so that involves you talking a lot and practicing. Practice talking in silly voices. Just find a way to practice. Just do anything. Maybe you can join the drama club like me, It'll give you an outlet with which to do that if you don't feel comfortable doing that on your own time. So yeah, dude, that's all I can say is just practice, man. Just exercise your voice and you'll get better at it through doing that. So yeah, again, that's really all I can offer. As far as I know, there's no secret to getting great at acting. It's just practice, and you'll become more natural, and eventually your acting will get more comfortable talking, and you'll sound less rehearsed, and you'll sound less like you're acting and more like you're actually talking or having a conversation. So yeah, dude, practice makes perfect. So I hope that helps. Number 29. What do you think about bis, gays, and lesbians? Well, as the Bible says, intercourse should only occur between one man and one woman. Homosexuality is an abomination. I'm just fucking kidding with you. No, dude, I don't give a shit what your orientation is. Like, here's the thing. I mean, if you can be into anything, you can be into anyone, as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as there's no victim, and the sex is consensual. No, fuck whoever the hell you want to, and don't let people tell you to feel like, and don't make people make you feel like shit just because you're into something that they're not, I'm so, while I'm talking about gays and lesbians, I feel I should also make a formal apology to any gay or lesbian viewer of mine who had to sit through all of the terrible gay sex jokes I made in Twilight Princess. I sincerely apologize for that. Some of those jokes are so just terrible. I'm so sorry I had to subject you to that. I know, if you're like, I don't care, whatever, no, just, those were terrible jokes. They were just stupid. So again, I'm sorry for those very stupid jokes. So yeah, fuck whoever the hell you want, as long as you're not hurting anyone. Who gives a shit? It's not my business. Comment number 30. Xana, what do you think so far about season 4 of My Little Pony? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't honestly been all that motivated to. Partially because the movie was I thought the movie was so fucking awful. It made me feel like the show is turning into this super generic thing that I was really hoping it wouldn't become. Secondly, I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair. I didn't like the movie. I thought it was awful. There were so many things about it I didn't like, and I just feel like recently I'm just like, is the show really heading in this direction? And I'm just like, I guess I'm just not as big a fan of the show as I was when it started. And I guess the movie it wasn't the worst thing I ever saw, but it made me question whether or not I actually liked the show to begin with, or maybe I just found the fandom interesting and just sort of and maybe like I convinced myself that I liked the show just because I kind of wanted to be a part of that. I don't know. That might be, the show might have been, I still think the characters are likable and fun, at least in the earlier seasons. But I don't know, I've just been disappointed lately by that fucking show. I might check out the season premiere when tauberpa comes back. Like I think I said earlier in this thing, I'm sorry, I have a terrible short-term memory, so I'm going to be saying, I think I said this earlier. I don't know if I did. But no, I think I might have mentioned earlier, tauberpa, he's away for a month right now. Because he was moving into a new apartment, so he doesn't have internet yet. Hopefully he'll get internet back this month. Sometime this month, and when he does come back, we'll probably watch the season 4 premiere together, and I guess I can discern then whether or not I'm still a fan of the show or not. It's okay. Again, my expectations for the show weren't even that high to begin with. I never thought it was like a great show, but it was fun and it was cute, but that movie, I mean, ugh. So sorry if you like the movie. I won't go into it. The last thing you need to watch is like a grown man bitching about like why he hated a little girl's movie, but yeah, if you liked it, that's fine, but don't try to tell me it was a good movie. I can go into more detail if you want me to. You can ask me in the next Q&A or something if you want to really know why I didn't like it. But if you're really that interested. Oh, my throat is fucking killing me. I'm only on question 30. 31. Shit. Comment 31. While you're done abridging the Zelda series, do we get to see Zant or Zant? Oh, I actually said it the other way this time. I've been calling him Zant this whole time, and then I finally say Zant for some reason. Do we get to see Zant? I did it again. Oh my god. No, I must stick to what I've done. I must continue to pronounce it Zant as I've been doing this whole time. For the sake of consistency. Consistency is important to me. But do we get to see Zant or a spiritual successor again? Same goes for Navi or other fan favorites. Nope, those characters are done. I mean, I might have another character who's kind of an idiot or kind of a ditzy idiot, or, you know, someone who's crazy or mentally unstable, but they won't be the same person. No, those characters ran their course. They, you know, I made their jokes. I had fun doing it too. I mean, I think I don't want the characters to overstay their welcome and just have them randomly reappear for the sake of, like, appeasing people. So no, that you've seen. You'll never see them again. Sorry. If you want to see them again, just go back and watch the old episodes. Again, you don't want to. I feel like I've done enough with them. So, question or comment number 32. What was your second favorite game as a child? That's kind of weird. Second favorite. Well, my first favorite, I think I mentioned in another Q&A I did was Ocarina of Time, because that was the first game that sort of made me realize the potential of video games as an ability to take you on an epic adventure. And it's like, oh, this is more than just a fun way to waste time. I just went on this crazy awesome adventure, and oh, it changed my perspective on games and opened my eyes and blah. Opened my eyes and shit. But second favorite game? Oh, that would be Mario 64. Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 were two of the first games I ever owned, so no, I love Mario 64. I still like it. I mean, yeah, I mean, does it hold up as well as it did back then? No, but I still have a lot of fun dicking around in it. It's a game I like to play often when I have friends come over. It's just like, hey, you just want to play Mario 64 and just pass the controller every time we get a star? Like, sure. So, yeah, Mario 64. Again, it was one of my first games, so it meant a lot to me. Question 33. What are your thoughts about next-gen console games? Next-gen consoles and games, and in your opinion, which one do you think is the best? Okay. I don't know enough about the two consoles, I guess the three consoles, because I guess the Wii U counts, even though it's been out for a while. I don't know enough about the consoles and their differences to really speak on the subject. You could watch a book. You could watch a video by. I always like. I need to stop stumbling over my words and just slow down and just relax. Boogie2988, who's a very he's become one of my new favorite YouTubers. Made a video on the subject. He's a fat guy who does the character Francis, who's like this fat angry nerd. But he also does like genuine videos where he's just himself talking about games and stuff he likes. And he did a video comparing the two, and I think he knows more about the consoles than me, and he's probably done more research than me. And there's plenty of other YouTubers who have done that as well. So I'm not the best to talk about it. From what I understand, I mean, if you're just going for games and you want games that look really good, and you want games that it seems like the PS4 is the best option, because it seems to be focusing mostly on the game element, and the Xbox One has all these like, I don't know, has all these like social features or other features that seem kind of nice, but I mean, you buy a game console to play fucking games. Honestly, I'm pissed off at and I gotta say, I'm pissed off at all the modern consoles these days. Like, I miss the days of okay, I'm gonna sound like an old man, like, hey man, it was better back then, but seriously, I miss the days when you put like remember in the GameCube where you just like, you know, if you wanted to play a game, you would open up the console, you would put the disc in the thing, you would close the lid, press on in the game, and you're playing a fucking game. Now it's like you put the disc in the console, you push on, then you have to go through this system of like ridiculous menus, and every fucking time you turn on the console, it has to do another update for some reason. Like, the Wii U has been driving me nuts with its fucking updates. I have not played anything on the Wii U in a long time because I've been waiting for stuff like I'm probably gonna check out Super Mario 3D 3D World because that looks pretty cool. I mean, it's a new Mario game. It looks, at least from the trailers, kind of a step down from Galaxy, but you know, whatever. It's one of their first party titles. It can't be bad. I mean, even if it's, I don't know. I guess I was just hoping the next Mario title would be more than a spiritual successor to a handheld game, but you know, I heard the handheld game was pretty good, so you know what, that I shouldn't judge. I haven't even played it yet, but no, I'll probably check that out. But because I don't play the Wii U that often, because I don't use it, every fucking time I turn it on, I have to install a new fucking update. It's like, and it forces you to go to the menu. At least with the GameCube had a menu, and you could go to the menu, but you had to, like, you know, you would hold down the A button to access the menu. The menu was optional. Now, like, with every fucking console these days, you have to go through the menu in order to play your game, and it's like, what the fuck? I just want to play games. Can't you just make it so, like, just have it be like the GameCube, where if you hold down the A button, you have the option of going to the menu, but don't make the menu something you have to go through every fucking time you want to play something. That's just... No, I've been sticking with PC games more recently, because at least in Steam, you download the game, once it's done downloading, you can play it, it's instant, you don't have to go through all these fucking menus, you just play the fucking game, you know, and I'm playing on a laptop, so I don't have the best in terms of, like, you know, graphical... You know, I don't have the, you know, I have to turn down a lot of the settings when I play games or play more modern games, but it's at least I can just press play and I'm playing the fucking game. I downloaded, I spent money, you know, thanks to Steam, I probably got it on discount for like 80% off, so I saved a shit ton. I didn't have to go to a fucking retailer to do that. And, you know, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm just bitching about this. I guess, like, of all the consoles, I'm sticking with I still have a Wii U because, again, there's no way to get a hold of Nintendo titles on Steam. And I'm not really too interested in, you know, I might miss out on exclusives on the Xbox or the PlayStation. But I guess if you have to choose between Xbox or PlayStation, PlayStation sounds better. At least it seems to focus more on gaming, and it seems to be able to play stuff in, you know, like I think they compared two games, like one version on the Xbox ran like 720p, and the other one ran at, and the other version of the game on the PlayStation ran in 1080p, and it ran just as well, if not better. I think it was like Battlefield 4 or something, but, you know, it seems like the PlayStation's more focused. But again, don't take my word for it. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's just sort of my opinion, for whatever it's worth. Question number 34. How is Scruffy? He's still alive, and, yeah. Still loud. Question 35. Those practice animations, are they going to be something, or are you just messing around with animation? That was just me messing around. I might use, like, a character design similar to that and stuff I make later, but yeah, that was just me sort of dicking around. Ha ha ha. Because dick. Alright, next question. Okay, we're in the fucking home stretch, man. Just 5 more questions to go. Actually, 5 more comments to go. There's still like multiple questions per comment, so... But, hey, we're nearing the end, so, hey, good. It's good. Do you have a favorite hat? If so, why is it your favorite? I mean, can't beat the top hat. That shit's classy as fuck, man. I mean, yeah, top hat. Especially if you have, like, especially if you have, like, a monocle to complement it with. In a tiny little teacup. A very serious face, like, Mr. that was rich British people with teacups and top hats talking to each other. You can buy the comedy album now. iTunes best-selling, third best most selling. So I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. Question or comment 37. Seeing how you're done making your own abridged series, how would you respond if somebody asked you to do a cameo or have a role in their abridged series, or have you given any thought to that? Oh no, I've like I said, I've done lines for Anthony and his friends in his videos, and I've done I've done lines for Hurricane 360 with his Mario RPG abridged. I guess right now I guess I won't do lines for anybody who asks me. I mean, like, if I like your stuff, if you send me a thing like, hey, would you be in my stuff? And I look at your channel and I'm like, hey, this person actually makes really good stuff and I really like it. Sure, I'd like to be in this, but I don't know. I'd rather do stuff that I personally find entertaining myself, because I don't know. I don't want to be, you know, and don't take it personally if I don't do that. Like, I'm very picky. When you're a dude who like writes jokes on a regular basis, it's hard to like be entertained by stuff. And even if I don't think, and even if you're like, oh, Xana doesn't think I'm that great, I mean, just keep doing what you love, man, and eventually you'll find, you know, hopefully you'll find more people. Like, keep getting better at it, keep working on your craft, man. So again, if I don't respond to you or something, or I don't want to take on a cameo role, I'm just not doing roles for anybody. But, you know, if I like your stuff, then sure. I don't want to, just don't take it as like me being a dick, but like, nah, just keep doing what you like. If you're happy with the videos you make and you're, you know, making yourself laugh and you're having fun writing them, just keep doing that, man, and keep working on it. And maybe someday you'll get my attention, or, you know, somebody, again, like the channels that I promoted, I didn't talk to either, you know, I didn't really talk with Hurricane 360. I've never talked with Cute Fuzzy Weasel prior to making those videos. I never talked with Hurricane 360 prior to making those videos where I show off different channels. I didn't know a lot of, the only people I was familiar with is Big T and Anthony. That's it. Like, everybody else I found, I just came across them randomly on YouTube and I like their stuff. So, you know, that it's just like, you know, so I just came across them. I was like, hey, this is cool. So sorry. I think I don't know what my point, I don't know. Why was I talking about that? I don't know. I think I'm digressing. Now, the point is, if I like it, I'll be a part of it. If not, don't take it personally. And just keep doing what you'll, if you enjoy making videos, keep making them. Comment 38. Who is your favorite superhero and/or villain? I mean, you can't beat fucking Batman and the Joker. Both those characters are so... The Joker specifically I find more fascinating than Batman, but the two complement each other so well, you know? Because both are characters who have clearly been through some very traumatic event in their life that really colored their perception of the world. You know, Batman, though, is taking it upon himself, like, well, I need to do something about this. I need to become a vigilante. I need to fight crime. So he's taken a very, you know, whereas the Joker, whatever experiences occurred in his life, he made him this he's just this complete nihilist. He doesn't give a fuck about the world. He sees it as this horrible, corrupt, disgusting place. But at the same time, he embraces the chaos. He embraces the calamity, the disorder, the horrible shit that happens. And everything's a big fucking joke to this dude. Whereas, like, with Batman, he's so much more reserved and controlled. You know, he's exercised himself to, like, you know, mental and physical perfection. He's very controlled. He tries to control his emotions. He tries to, you know, think very rationally. And, you know, he's been through a lot, so there's a lot of stress going on, but he's like, I need to stay in control. He's very stoic. And whereas the Joker is just like, he loves the chaos. He revels in the chaos. He loves that shit. I don't know. I've never seen I don't know, just, you can't beat Batman and the Joker, man. I don't know. Goddamn the Joker. And even if Batman was not in the mix, the Joker's still, like, my favorite villain of all time. Again, I find the Joker more interesting than Batman, but the two just complement each other so fucking well. I love how the Joker's always like... I love how he just make everything's a fucking joke to him. Like, there is no such thing as an inappropriate joke. Like, there is never an inappropriate time to make a joke. Like, no matter which version you're looking at. Like, even if you're looking at Mark Hamill's Joker, he loves to make stupid puns and jokes all the time. Or even in The Dark Knight, even Heath Ledger's Joker, which was a more adult and serious kind of version of that, he still loves to make, like, stupid jokes. Like, you know, he's got bombs strapped to his chest. He's, like, threatening to blow himself up. And he's like, hey, let's not blow this out of proportion. It's like, or when he disguises himself as a nurse and he walks up to Harvey Dent and he takes off the nurse mask and he's like, hi. I love that shit. I love the Joker, man. So, yeah, those are my two favorite guys. Question 39. What are your favorite books? Okay, I'm sorry to you're gonna be really disappointed. You know what? I'm not much of I don't spend a lot of time reading fiction. I'm not much of a reader. It's not that I don't read, and it's not that I don't value education or learning. You know, like, for example, like, when I'm taking subjects in school, when I'm taking college courses, sometimes I'll read, like, the textbooks on subjects that interest me. I guess, like, you know, it's like I'm taking psychology. Sometimes I'll flip to a chapter that we're not even studying, that we're not even gonna take an exam on, but sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm curious. So, you know, I do value, I very much value education and learning and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, for some reason I've never been into reading fiction, so I don't really have a favorite book. And I can't really recall anything that I've read in high school or middle school that really stuck with me. There's stuff that I've admired. I appreciate good literature. I just don't read it regularly, you know? I also try to, like, read the news or watch the news or, you know, keep up with that stuff whenever I can. So, like, I mean, I read the occasional news article just to stay informed about stuff that's going on, specifically in this country. I don't really know what's happening in other parts of the world, unless it's really significant, like the death of Nelson Mandela, you know, so. So, you know, but yeah, so I read the occasional news article, and sometimes I, you know, do a little extra reading in textbooks, if it's a subject that I'm interested in myself. So, there's that. So, yeah, not much of a reader. Sorry if you're very disappointed. And comment number 40 actually consists of like 4 questions, but I included this last because the person was so pleasant in their question, and they were very nice, and I'm like, ah, cool. Hi, Xana. Jeez, you guys just can't get a... Well, hello back, you know, jeez, you guys are so friendly. Wanted to wave hi and tell me how to say hi to me, want to greet me. I love watching you switch between voices on camera. Oh, well, thank you. The few times you've done it, particularly since I'm so used to seeing the voices attached to a character. So actually, I have a few questions. Question 1, what inspired you to want to do voice acting? Voice acting specifically, I was mostly inspired by Egoraptor. I mean, I always kind of had an interest in acting. And I really, you know, which I kind of realized after my friends forced me to do drama club. You know, and then I really got into acting. But voice acting specifically, now that was basically, I watched Egoraptor and I'm like, I love this guy and he does all these cool voices. So yeah, Egoraptor. Question number 2, did it take you a while to develop your voice or did it just come naturally? You mean like my normal speaking voice, like what I'm doing now? I would say, yeah, to an extent. I mean, like I said earlier, you only get better at like talking by practicing. Like if you've ever heard somebody do like a really, like if you ever heard somebody who does like a really uncomfortable let's play and they're like, hey, so we're gonna be doing a video today, and they don't sound very enthusiastic and they sound very like this speaking voice. Yeah, it took me some time to develop, you know. It's I probably sound very much like that if I didn't practice doing voices all the time or practice talking. I'd probably sound extremely bored, or I'd have a very weak voice, or it wouldn't really, you know, be... I'd probably sound like that. So, I mean, yeah, to some extent. And this is still my normal speaking voice. This is how I talk to everybody. But no, I have exercised my voice too. So, yeah, I'd say to some extent. 3, what were some of your inspirations for the voices in your series so far? A lot of the voices I just did whatever I thought was appropriate for the character, but 2's voices specifically, I know the inspiration for this. One of them, I have a story. The first voice, Merbo's voice, was actually inspired by an Egoraptor cartoon. It's his parody of Ninja Gaiden. It's his Awesome Gaiden cartoon, and there's this one part where you know, like the ninja character jumps out of the TV and beats up the player, and he's like, "Oh, you think that's hard? I'm just the tutorial level. That's the next level over there." And then like there's this group of ninjas, and one of them's like, "What's up?" That was the inspiration for Merbo. Just like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And that's where it started. So, and the voice changed again. The voice like kind of evolved over time, but that was like the initial inspiration for it. And Zant's voice was actually a voice it just originated from me doing like a stereotypical nasally evil voice, but that nasally voice that I did originated from a school project that I actually did when I was in again, it was 10th grade. And this is one of the less awkward moments of my life. This is one of the moments where I did something and I felt fucking awesome about it. We had the school project about, and I really want to tell the story. It's not necessary, but I want to tell it anyways. We had a history. History is one of the subjects I actually do kind of give a shit about because, you know, learning about different people and, you know, and different cultures and stuff is interesting. We were learning about different periods in history and stuff, and you know, and one of we had like a project at the end of the semester, which was to do sort of a performance piece about one of the time periods we had studied, and so I decided to do the Protestant Reformation. And I decided to act out the Protestant Reformation in the form of a comedic puppet show. So I had like these fucking puppets, and one of the characters I came up with for that was Johann Tetzel. One of the characters that I played was Johann Tetzel, who historically was notorious for selling indulgences He was a Catholic priest, and basically, for people who don't know, indulgences is like you basically give the priest money, and in return you get access to heaven. So basically, they said, "Hey, if you're paying me some fucking money, you know," it was a corrupt thing. It was awful, and you know that corruption is part of the reason that people split off. You know, Martin Luther started that, you know, process of like, well, fuck you guys are horrible and evil, and of course then they go off and do their own stupid shit. But sorry, that was mean. But yeah, so I decided to portray Johann Tetzel as this really stereotypical nasally villain, you know, the kind that's like, yeah, yeah. So I had like one puppet who's just some regular dude. It's like, you shall give me all of your money. Yeah. It's like, okay, here you go. Thank you. I'm like, so, will this help get me into heaven? Oh, it'll get you into heaven. Maybe. It was one of the greatest school projects I've ever made in my entire life, and I'm still proud of it to this day. So when I was coming up with like voices I could give to Zant's character, I'm like, oh, what voices could I do? And then I thought like, oh yeah, I could do like the Johann Tetzel voice I did. So like, yeah. And then of course it evolved from I'm Zant, a Dark Lord of the Twilight Realm, to I'm Zant, the Dark Lord of the Twilight Realm. So again, it evolved from that, but still. As for my other voices, again, I don't really know where the inspiration came from. I think I just sort of, those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head. So yeah, that was a long answer to your third question. And number 4, do you have any voice stashed away you don't want anyone to hear? Are you kidding me? I want to reveal all my voices to the fucking world. There's voices I do in my spare time that I haven't like done in a video, but I don't even fully understand what you mean by that. But like, I guess, I don't know, if I can find an excuse to do a silly, stupid voice that I've come up with in my spare time, I'll fucking do it. And then the person was really nice. They ended the question with, you don't have to answer all of these, obviously, but I'm awfully curious. Cheers! Like, goddamn, well, you know, cheers indeed. Oh shit, I'm finally done. God, that's great, because my throat is fucking on fire right now. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know when I'm going to be able to post this. It doesn't matter when you'll see it when I post it. What am I talking about? I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll post another video on Saturday asking you to send in questions. But for now, enjoy this video. Hopefully this keeps you distracted. This was a lot of fun. I actually had a lot of fun doing this, and I'll see you guys next week.